grew up in the early 2000s. Does this sound familiar? How about this instead? Damn it, I forgot to put my mic in. Today, I'm going to be talking about school. Specifically, the stuff we had at school and the stuff we did at school. I grew up in Australia, which is a different place to a lot of other countries and stuff, you know what I mean? Kids these days versus kids back when I was at school, everything's completely bloody changed. For example, I had the iPad. I grew up walking around school with an iPod Touch, if that's what it was called. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I grew up with like stuff like Battle Guns, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and yes, Pokemon Go when I was at high school. That was a thing, wasn't it? Beyblades and bloody I don't know what they were called. They were like these really cool yo-yos that you could do tricks with and stuff like that. Yeah, I've forgotten what they're called, but they were really sick. That was a move at the time, I'll tell you that. I grew up with dabbing. Yeah, that was high school memories right there. That's what that was. These days, I don't know what kids are into these days because there's nothing for them to do. There's no movies for them to talk about. There's no games for them to talk about. Like back when I was growing up, me and my friends at school, we'd always, whether it was primary school or high school, we'd talk about stuff like Call of Duty. Yeah, just Call of Duty. Oh no, and this game was big. This next game was big. Fortnite. That was. Oh, I don't know if I actually grew up with that Fortnite era. I remember it, but it wasn't really the biggest thing at our school at the time. People did dances and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm so glad these times have passed. For me personally, I was a kid that used to play on the field a lot. As you can imagine, it was very annoying when I couldn't because it was wet and raining. Even the times where it wasn't raining, yet the field was still wet and it was still sunny outside, which at 10 years old your brain doesn't comprehend. So it's nice and sunny outside. Oh yeah, but the field's still wet. And then there were days where like it rained, then the next day they'd have cones around that area. No one cared about that. Oh, there's a cone here. I'm not gonna go into that. Mate, the balls went into that area. But oh my god, the amount of balls that went over the fence. A big field, let alone 50,000 balls went over the fence, and 50,000 balls somehow went missing. I don't know how that works. Does anyone have a soccer ball or rugby ball? Oh no, I lost it. Where? Heads down, thumbs up. Mr. Clickety Clang, run the gauntlet. Golden Child. Yo, that was the times you play Golden Child are the times that anxiety enters your body. It is ridiculous, you know, especially if you are the Golden Child. Tell me what kids these days do, because I don't know what kids these days are doing at school and stuff like that, or at least what they do for fun. But back in my day, the best things you could ever hear at primary school is obviously, we have a substitute teacher. Yeah, like that was amazing. That was always fun. B, yep, heads down, thumbs up. If we finished a test, we could either have free time on the laptops, free time on our iPads, or rarely we can go outside and play handball or go on the field for a little while and stuff like that, you know? That was what we did for fun. Sports carnivals. Okay, where do I begin? I'm just going to quickly run through these. Blue House sucks. Please, yes, take this personally. Blue House sucks. Red House is awesome. Gold House, even though they win every year, they're bloody cheats because they have the teacher on their team and they brag so much about that, and it's not something to brag about. Green House is just there. Athletics Carnival was always fun. You got to admit that. Even if you didn't actually want to compete or do anything, it was a day out. You could just do whatever you wanted. No schoolwork, no nothing. You know, it was fun. But I will say though, tug of war was ooh, we're gonna beat you. No, we're gonna beat you. Let me just quickly go through all the people that you had on the team. So if you have Mr. Fall, then you got Mr. 1, 2, 3, Paul! 1, 2, 3, Paul! And that person was actually very actually helpful. Then you got the anchor, who I don't understand the whole idea about wrapping it around their body and just, you know. And last but not least, the racing. 100-meter sprints, mate. Wow, where do I start? The anxiety sucked. The closer you'd move up the line to the start, and you'd be looking at the people next to you. You'd be looking at your competition. I'm fucked. He's not even in our year. This is with any sport carnival thing at primary school. Swimming carnival, athletics carnival, doesn't matter. When you knew you were going to lose, because this is just kids, isn't it? When you knew you were going to lose, there was no like, oh, I could make a comeback, or I probably could, try and push myself a bit harder. There was none of that, was there? As soon as the whistle blew or something like that, and everyone just took off, you knew where you were going to be the entire race. Oh, I'm going to come second, he's going to come third. This next part is a big part of not just primary school or high school. This is a big part of the early 2000s, well, at least for me. Songs. The songs at school that you used to sing, like Mr. Clickety Clang. If you were like me and went to a Catholic school, you may remember Underneath God's Beautiful Rainbow. The best songs were the ones like in kindergarten. Those were the best songs, because there were so many of them, and you could easily remember them. Now the fact that I'm 21 and I still can't remember, I can only remember one song because it stands out like a sore thumb. I want to be a kid again. I miss it, I'm not going to lie. Overall, with primary school and high school, as much as you may have hated some situations that you're in at both those schools, like homework, oh wow, and tests, nap plan, kill me, you gotta admit, those were the best times. Whether it was in school with friends and making fun memories, or it was outside of school with friends or by yourself making fun memories, being a kid to a teenager, why did I ever want to grow up? Now, I know when you're a kid, you want to grow up and be your own person. Oh, I'm just going to sleep all day and eat whatever I want, and I can stay up till whenever I want because I'm the adult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you perceive being an adult. But when you get older, the reality sets in. You got to find a job. You got to pay bills. Bills. That's going to be that's PTSD right there. That's some trauma right there. You can't run as fast as you used to. You're not as fit as you once were, and all that stuff. If I've missed, leave it in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one, mate. Have a good one. Catch up.